Oh, hey, it's me, Dave from before. Dave Hill from Show Business. Dave Hill coming to you. I know this looks like a stash pad, and you're like, Dave, you look like hell. You look like you haven't slept. I haven't. I have something on my lip. I don't even know what's going on with me. I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana today. I know you're like, what is he, a geography professor just rattles off the state Indianapolis is in that quickly? I don't have my microphone with me because I'm on the run. No, I'm on tour, which is why let's just apologize, get it out of the way. Sorry for not delivering Crime Blotter last week, but this tour has been so crazy, I didn't have time. But the important thing to remember is this is the Crime Blotter, wherein I take a look at some of America's so-called lesser crimes, which just so happen to have taken place in northeastern Ohio, where I'm from. I want to start, before we go any further, by thanking my Patreon members for keeping gas in the tank, keeping snacks in the old duffel bag while I'm on the run, keeping my sweet dog Lucy fed. If you want to help me keep the Crime Blotter afloat, and eventually be able to afford the cosmetic procedures I hope to get, feel free to, no, it's over here, sign up for my Patreon at patreon.com/Mr. Dave Hill. Also, subscribe to this YouTube channel. God damn it, why is this so hard? Also, okay, sign up for the Patreon, subscribe to my YouTube channel, wherever that button is. And also, I want to start doing some crimes that didn't take place in northeastern Ohio. Some guest crimes. So if you have local crimes you would like me to report on, if I deem them worthy of the blotter, email me at dave@davehillonline.com. I should probably have a graphic for that right now, but I don't, okay? Anyway, we have some truly disturbing crimes for you today. Let's get into it. But first, some coffee, which is in this mug I'm actually at an Airbnb. Why do I stay at Airbnbs on the road? Well, let me tell you. I don't always, but I like to be amongst the people, amongst the crime. So I thought, what better way to sniff what's going on here in Indianapolis than to just rent a house in the middle of everybody. But let's get back to northeastern Ohio, the Crime Blotter. First case, obstructing official business. This is on Pearl Road. Pearl Road? Wait. Did I mention this from the Parma Heights, Ohio police blotter? Yeah, Parma Heights. Oh, great place to raise a family. Or is it? Guess again. On January 26th, it's almost exactly a month ago, but not quite. Police were dispatched to Taco Bell regarding an incident. You heard me. Dispatched to Taco Bell regarding an incident at the Pearl Road restaurant. Okay, I have concerns right out of the gate that they're calling Taco Bell a restaurant, but let's keep going. An arriving officer talked to the caller, who said a man threw food through the drive-thru window. The caller also noted that the male passenger and female driver were refusing to leave the drive-thru lane. This is horrifying. The officer talked to the Wadsworth driver. Okay, so the driver was in from Wadsworth. What were they doing in Parma Heights? I don't know. Let's get to the bottom of it. The driver refused to exit the vehicle when instructed. Wow. The cojones. The Parma passenger also refused. So someone from Parma, someone from Wadsworth in the car. Wadsworth, I believe, outside of Akron, for those of you aren't familiar with the area. The Parma passenger also refused, repeatedly rolling up his window. He's got moxie, can't stay mad at him. Both individuals declined to provide identification when ordered to do so by the police. Officers were able to open the door and took the man into custody for obstructing official business. Well, yeah. Despite continued resistance, the driver eventually exited the vehicle after further persuasion and was arrested for obstructing official business and failure to disclose personal information. I want to know what kind of food. Like, was it the chalupas with that have the Dorito crust? Isn't that a thing? The tortas? Do they have tortas at Taco Bell? I don't know what I'm talking about. I know they have tacos. I'm not an idiot. Anyway, deeply disturbing. I'm gonna call it a closed case. Sounds like they've figured it out. So, I'm sorry, I got a text message regarding the show tonight, and I had to look at it, otherwise I'd be in big trouble. Back to the crime blotter. I'm a monster. Let's just be clear, I'm a monster. Probably should have edited that part out where I looked at the text message, but I'm not going to, because I'm giving you the raw goods. Let's move on to another case here. You're like, what has he got next? Disorderly conduct. Pearl Road. Wait, Pearl Road, isn't that where the Taco Bell was? Where they threw the food through the drive-thru window? Yeah! On January 30th, that's just 4 days later, several bystanders called 911 to report a male suspect wearing a winter hat and green jacket, you heard me, winter hat and green jacket, and carrying multiple bags. He was circling in his bicycle in the middle of the intersection of York and Pearl Roads. Kinda love him already. The callers also noted that the man had dropped a beer in the roadway. This man's a champion. An arriving officer talked to the Cleveland man who, it turned out, had an active Parma Heights warrant for criminal trespassing. Well, that's what criminals do. They commit crimes. First you're riding your bike, carrying multiple bags, wearing a winter hat and a green jacket, dropping beers. The next thing we learn, well, he's actually committed other crimes. An arriving officer talked to the Cleveland man. Okay, we already said that part. Sorry, I blacked out for a second. While being taken into custody, the suspect began spitting excessively on the rear of the patrol car. Can you blame him? I'm calling this an open case. We don't know why he was riding his bicycle in the middle of the intersection of York and Pearl Roads. Why? What was in the bags? Were they severed heads or more beers? Probably the latter. Anyway, wow. Just Parma Heights, aka Helltown. Disgusting. Let's keep going. Okay. This one. I hope you're sitting down while listening to this. I really do. And I hope your seat is lined with plastic. Because what's coming next, I don't think anyone's prepared for. After getting stuck, man says GPS instructed him to drive onto lawn. Richmond Heights police blotter. Richmond Heights, Dave, isn't that just down the street from where you grew up in University Heights? Well, yeah, sorta, couple towns over. Perfect little place. Oh, nothing goes wrong in Richmond Heights ever. Don't even have to lock your doors at night. Well, guess again, you son of a bitch. Stuck, it says. Trubisky Road. Officers responded to a report of a vehicle parked, that's right, on the lawn between a home and a church around 1:30 a.m. February 8th. February 8th. I'm not a doctor, but that's just like 2 weeks ago or something. I don't know. The driver said he was delivering for DoorDash and that his GPS had directed him to pull into the Hope United Church parking lot, then onto the lawn to get to his destination. Right. The vehicle was stuck and had to be towed out after officers gave the man a ride to get money from an ATM to pay for a private tow. I need a sip of coffee. So many questions. So many questions. Who listens to the GPS right up to the point where it's telling you where to park? Like, come on. Come on, you anus. But at the same time, just like the guy riding his bike in a circle dropping beers, kind of a champion. Is it the same guy? Doesn't say. But I know he's out there, and it makes me a little scared, I'll be honest. You're probably wondering if that framed picture behind me says inhale, and if the one next to it says exhale. And yeah, they do. Sorry. Anyway, let's keep going. This last This last one's... I know you're thinking, guy drives on lawn. Dave can't beat that. Well, strap yourselves in, you son of a... Man with cat, cited for driving under suspension. This is from the Berea Police Blotter. Berea? Dave, isn't Berea where you played your grade school football team championship game where you actually never played in the actual game and just kind of jumped around as a 12-year-old in ill-fitting football attire on the side of the field? Yeah, it is Berea, actually. I'm glad you asked. Driver with a suspended license, Eastland Road and First Avenue. A Cleveland man, 24, was cited at about 12:30 a.m. What is it about crime in the small hours of the night? 12:30 a.m., February 14th, Valentine's Day, no less, after police checked his license plate and learned that he was driving with a suspended license. This is the thing that bothers me, though. The police are out. They're like, hey, Ronnie, we got nothing. We got nothing to do. We're here in Berea. What do we do? Let's run some plates. Come on. Police pulled over the man's Ford Explorer at Eastland and First. Whatever. He told police he knew that his license was suspended. He knew. He said the only reason he was driving was to drop off his cat at a friend's house. I believe that's a valid excuse. I'm siding with this 24-year-old who's driving a cat around at 12:30 a.m. It happens. Police then learned that the man was on probation. What? For drug trafficking. Okay. A police canine indicated that narcotics were in the Explorer, but police found no drugs in the vehicle. Okay. I can't stay mad at the dog involved in this. He's a sweet sweetie. I'd love to give him a scritch and a scratch, but the police always get mad when you try to pet their dogs. Every time. And, file under, don't get me started. Anyway, sorry to bring, the drug trafficking into this. I know we say lesser crimes. That's like a real crime. Even though I don't believe anything I've discussed lately, or today I should say, is indeed a lesser crime. They're all horrifying. Oh God, I'm choking. I like the idea that it's 12:30 and he's like, I gotta take a cat for a drive. Yeah, my license is suspended. Yeah, there's a drug trafficking thing. Whatever. I gotta drive a cat somewhere. It's 12:30 on Valentine's Day. I better drive a cat somewhere. I like to think that it could be the same guy throwing... It's not, though. I mean, we know this. We've established this. Same guy throwing food through Taco Bell windows, riding his bike in a circle, dropping a beer, driving his car onto the lawn while delivering DoorDash, and then later taking a cat for a spin at 12:30 a.m. And I married that man. No, that's what someone would say, some lucky winner. Because, gosh, if that were the same person, well, it's not. It's 4 different guys. I would like to maybe be in a fantasy football with all of them. If I'm being honest with myself right now, honestly, really, yeah. Anyway, whoo. I don't know what's going on with me. Things have been kind of messed up at home lately, which is strange since I live alone. That's not true. I don't live alone. Everyone knows that. But it's a fun joke. It's a fun joke. Anyway, this has been the Crime Blotter. I kind of raced through this one, I think, because I'm in Indianapolis, and it's a hell town, let's be honest. But thank you for joining me once again for the Crime Blotter. I can't stress enough, sign up for my Patreon where you get all sorts of stuff. You get all sorts of reports from the road. I answer questions. I dance around in a sexy manner. I do some hot mixes, though I'm overdue for one. So I apologize to my Patreon listeners. And I also thank my Patreon listeners for their patience, collective patience. I'm in a shower. You can see by the look on my face, 2 things that I need: sleep and a shower. Am I losing my mind? Kinda. Anyway, this has been the Crime Blotter from Indianapolis this time. Wild. in this sparsely decorated little Airbnb that I'm in right now before I go to sound check at the Vogue Theater, where I'm opening up for Michael Shannon and Jason Narducci and friends. Good times. I'm a little stuffed up. I don't know if you can hear it. Anyway, and sorry I don't have my microphone because I'm on the road and I'm an Egypt. I'm not an Egypt. I should stop name calling myself. But the next episode, I promise you, I will indeed have a microphone. It'll sound better. You're the best. I love you so much. Keep up the good work. Subscribe to this station if you're watching on the using the tubes. Subscribe to this podcast if you're listening on a futuristic podcasting platform. And until next time, watch your backs, watch your rooftops, and most of all, be careful out there. This has been the Crime Blotter.